Welcome to this IL-2 career mission. I'm flying on the Yalu Express multiplayer server. I'm going up in the MiG-15 to intercept a flight of B-29 bombers. Here is the flight plan for the mission. I'm about to take off from Pyongyang in the north. The B-29s are coming in from the east coast and heading towards Seoul. I'm going to fly a straight line from here southeast to intercept them either as they're coming in or as they are egressing. I am flying in VR using a Pimax crystal light, and I definitely appreciate the long distance spotting capability that I've been getting using the Pimax crystal light in this game. If you're thinking of buying a Pimax VR headset, check out the links to various Pimax products in the video description and use my code DUNKS at the Pimax Store checkout for a 2% discount. Note also that Pimax has just launched a dedicated shipping status tracking page where you can get real-time information on when your order is expected to ship. I have raced straight to the front line. I'm at just under 5,000 meters altitude and I've got 960 kilometers per hour indicated. I can see the bomber formation at my very long 1230. They must be 20 to 30 kilometers away still. They are egressing, heading east, and I need to get to them quickly before they reach the coast. I am closing in on the bombers. They are still about 15 kilometers away, but I can see individual aircraft and start to plan my attack. I am just a few kilometers away from the bomber formation now and lining up my first target, but there's a jet at my high 3 o'clock. It's an F-80, he's playing fighter escort, but he hasn't seen me and he's not going to get to me before I make this attack. My tactic here to avoid being hit by the gunners on these B-29s is to approach at a very fast speed, fire off a volley of shots at close range. My convergence is set to 270 meters, and then I will pull up and go again. The downside of this approach is that you need to be absolutely nailed on with your attack vector, otherwise you risk missing the bomber altogether, as I have almost done there. I just tagged the wing and caused a small fuel leak, but that's not going to be enough to send it down. I gave myself a bit too much work to do there coming in at that angle. I've pulled up and I'm just looking around to see where that F-80 is. I can't see it. I know there were some other MiGs here as well, and maybe they've taken care of it. So I'm going to drop back down onto the bombers for my next attack. My approach angle here is better. It's not so much of a deflection shot this time. I'm going to aim for the fuselage. That looks like a much better hit, and I think that bomber is going down. I got a few good hits with the 37mm gun, and that bomber is going down. It looks like we don't get any kind of crew bailout on these simplified B-29s. I've got enough ammunition left for one more attack run. The bombers are down there at my low 10 o'clock, so here we go. That looks like another good hit. I am bingo on ammunition now, so I have to egress. As I am heading away, I can see that bomber going down. What I noticed when attacking these bombers is that you don't get much debris coming off the aircraft. I also don't see many large holes in the fuselage either, particularly from those 37mm rounds. Maybe my expectations are wrong there, I'm not sure. But otherwise, I guess those are simplifications the devs have had to make to support having these large bomber formations in the air. This aircraft is about to hit the ground, but then this happens. A little bit of work for the devs to do there. I've got Chuncheon coming up at my 1 o'clock, so I'm about to cross the front line back into friendly territory. My 6 looks clear. I don't think I've been followed out of the combat zone, despite leaving my navigation lights on for the whole of this mission. From here I can RTB Pyongyang. I am back at base single MiG-15 requesting permission to land. And there we are, decent enough landing, confirmation here of my 2 heavy bomber kills. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Thanks for watching, see you next time.